What's going on, guys? Reno here. Welcome back to Grunt Proof. Today we are continuing on with the Advanced Rucking Techniques series. We've already covered a lot so far. I hope you guys are learning some things and I hope you're enjoying it. Today we are talking about footwear, things you consider when looking at what to wear on your feet when rucking, and we're going to get a little bit into my personal favorites as well. Let's go. There's one major rule in the infantry world when it comes to overall health, movement, and mission readiness. That rule is foot health and taking care of your feet is absolutely crucial in the field and especially downrange in combat situations. With that being said, obviously footwear and what people like to hump on the hills with, a lot of that is personal preference. Some of you guys are probably going to strongly disagree with what I say. That's fine. All I'm putting out here is what I've learned through my grunt days and the rest of my service over the last 18 and 19 years, as well as some painful lessons that I learned that many of you guys definitely could take from me without having to go through that pain yourself. To beat this up again, I've said it numerous times, if you're rucking and you're trying to toughen yourself up and go further distances, carry more weight, you should definitely be wearing boots, especially some kind of hard sole, maybe even some high ankle support combat style boots. They don't have to be the old school army jungle boots that take forever to break in, although I think those are the best because they give you the best support and they last the longest. A lot of you guys love the new tennis shoe style combat boots, and that's fine. My main issues are you need to have a pretty firm sole that's going to help protect your feet, putting all those miles on there, especially with varying terrain. As long as you build up slowly, that tough sole will protect your feet from all kinds of crazy injuries you could get. For actual rucking, I usually prefer to have the higher up boots that go above your ankles. They're usually 9 eyelets. That's more for ankle support. Some of you guys could get away with the lower ankle boots. That's fine. But I'd say more importantly, if you're going to go with these lighter kind of tennis shoe style boots, just make sure they're not so flimsy that you could just fold them in half like an actual tennis shoe, because in the long run, with the miles and the weight and possibly you overtraining, you are going to destroy your feet. I guarantee it. Unless you are some kind of Superman, you're going to hurt yourself. And hey, look at it this way. My advice will have you saving a ton of money. A lot of these new lightweight boots will cost hundreds of dollars. And I'm sitting here telling you that with a little bit of effort and time, you can get some really good jungle style boots for anywhere from 60 to 80 bucks. Military surplus stores. Take some time to break them in. Let your feet get used to them. They will last you years while protecting your feet. As I say a lot, I'm here to help you guys save some money. Those are the main principles you can consider when you are looking at boots to wear. So as you guys noticed, I have the Rocky S2V. I think they're special ops or something like that. That's not why I bought them. I would usually avoid boots like this, mainly because of their price tag. I believe these cost about $220 when I got them on sale over 10 years ago. That's right, these boots are over 10 years old. They've been to Afghanistan with me. They've been on thousands of miles of rucking. I even did a charity event, 25 miles on the beach in the summer in these boots. That was to raise awareness for PTSD. Got a bunch of donations, but I wore these on that march. You can see a little bit of damage here. The sole is starting to separate from the rest of the boot. They are still comfortable though, and they're not totally falling apart yet. So I'm probably going to get some shoe goo and shove down in there and just keep doing that until it really just starts to flop all over the place. If you want to save money and get started, I don't recommend buying a pair of boots like this. If you already own a pair like this, I'm simply telling you that these will work perfectly fine. They're a nice rigid sole. They break in fairly quickly, unlike the leather boots. You got great ankle support. They come up high enough. And I'll tell you this, even though I have the mountain combat boots from Belleville that are for winter conditions, even if it's below freezing, if I'm actually rucking, I will just put on some thick wool socks and I'll still wear these boots. So in general winter conditions, if you're talking about a lot of movement, dry conditions, these are actually warm enough. Before these boots, I actually started with the 511, I think they're Stealth or something like that. Just your basic jungle boot, looking 511 boots. I got those on sale as well about 15 years ago for like 90 bucks. So that was pretty damn cheap, especially for those. I took those to Afghanistan as well, and they lasted many years after that deployment. So those were pretty decent boots. I also love to run around in the old school OD jungle boots and just the regular black jungle boots. Like, you can't beat those. You can get these for as low as 60 bucks on military surplus websites, on eBay and all that. And you know, like I said, it's going to take a little bit of work to get your feet used to them and break them in because it's hard leather. Polishing and keeping your boots wet in the early days, that will help speed that process up. But once you break those boots in, I'm telling you, they are the most comfortable boots you will ever work in. One last thing on the combat boots. Many of you guys have asked me over the years, what about the basic Army issue boots and all their suppliers? So whether it's Bates, Danner, Belleville, those are all excellent brands. Standard Army issue boots have to be made in America. I have tried all three of those brands and almost all of their variations of boots. And I'll tell you, from the cheapest to the highest price, they're all excellent boots. So it's really up to you guys and your personal preference. I would say if you're just getting into this, don't go spend $300 on the newest Rocky boots. You know, the Army usually goes with the cheapest Belleville boots. I think they're like around 120 bucks. They go from narrow all the way to extra wide sizes, and those are great boots. You really just need to know what kind of boot is going to fit your feet the best. Most of these companies, you can wear your boots around as long as you don't scuff them up too bad or destroy them. And after a couple days, you can still return them. So there you go. You know, get your boots, wear them around a little bit. If they are hard leather, they're going to hurt your feet a little bit at first. That's normal. What you're looking for is just having plenty of room for your feet to swell up and everything while you're rucking. And you want to make sure there's no pinch points anywhere in your boots. As you noticed earlier, these are the Merrell ventilators. I've also had these for over 10 years. And you can see I got some paracord in there. Not because I'm going to be doing any kind of survival stuff with it, just because I'm a cheapo and that's what I put in there. But other than that, this is the original lace that came with it. So not bad, because I've seen that Merrell boots generally will destroy their own laces. But, you know, these are just nylon straps. They don't have any actual hard eyelets except for at the top. So it actually took a long time to beat these things down. I actually choose these if I'm just doing like some general hiking. I don't really like to ruck in these because they are a little too flimsy, especially here in the ball of my foot. And this is where I need a lot extra support. So just because I've beat them down so much, I don't ruck in them. Probably brand new, you could probably do some rucking in them and have some good support. Another thing is, with the extra load on my back, I don't like having a low boot. It's just coming out of my infantry days, you know, we rolled our ankle so many times. I just like the ankle support. Otherwise, these were dirt cheap. I think I actually got these for about 60 bucks when they were brand new. The Moabs are pretty good. As you've seen, I actually use those out at Grunt Proof HQ as well. Those are some of my most comfortable work boots. I do have the mid-foot height on those, or just above the ankle, whatever it's called. Now, as far as my winter boots, some of you guys asked about the Belleville Mountain Combat boots and if I go rucking in those. Yes, I do. If I'm doing a hard ruck in the freezing cold weather and I haven't put those boots on in a while, I will purposely put those on. They must weigh about 5 pounds a piece. They are very heavy, but it's just good for me to get used to them because that's what I'm going to be running around in the winter with for basic hiking and camping. So there's nothing wrong with wearing some heavy boots every now and then, especially if you're gearing up for the winter. As I've said in all my survival and fitness videos, we train as we fight. So whenever a season is coming up, I like to start putting my kit together, from my clothes to my footwear to what's in my ruck, and I like to start moving around in that stuff just to kind of prepare myself for the upcoming season and conditions. That's just something to think about. Well, that's it, guys. If this was a little too simple for you, sorry about that. But what do you expect from Uncle Randall at Grunt Proof besides some low cost and very simple solutions to otherwise complex problems? So that is footwear for rucking. If I missed something in this video or you would like to hear more on this subject, be sure to give me a comment down below. Once the rucking series has completed, I plan on putting up an entire question and answer video. As you guys have been sending me questions on all the other videos, I've been adding them up, and I'm going to sit down and just do a Q&A video on rucking, and hopefully we'll close out the rucking series with a nice long Q&A and beat up all of y'all's questions. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe, and until the next video, I will see you guys in the outdoors. Take care of yourselves.